on because we've got all these candidates running for president, Charles. Have you got a favorite among them? For crying out loud, the Libertarian is raising more money than anybody else, it appears.
In one day.
I know, and you know what it is? This is a slap in the face at the governing classes. Lou, I finally figured out that it's a class warfare problem. I watched the poll numbers you put out. Democrats, independents, Republicans, none of them want driver's licenses for aliens. The governing class wants them. The governing class wants open borders. The governing class wants to destroy the dollar. The governing class likes $96 a barrel oil. But so finally there's a slap in the face at the governing classes yesterday. Instead of a top-down movement, there is a bottom-up movement about Ron Paul. And it astonishes all the, the usual suspects in Washington. They're scratching their head and saying, well, wait a minute, we didn't know this thing was bubbling out there in flyover country in America. 37,000 people in one day raising $4.2 million for Ron Paul.
Well, and I'd like to say that's great news for Ron Paul, but I'm not entirely sure it is. I think he makes some great points. I'm firmly behind him on a lot of different issues. But I think the Ron Paul big fundraising push at that point says more about the fact that none of these candidates are getting through, and people are desperate for an alternative that they really feel good about.
Well, it also says, and that is that Ron Paul will be in this to the end.
Yeah. Now, which is a good thing.
And that is a good thing. So the discourse will be quite different because he is in it. I don't agree with particularly his position on public education, the Department of Education, but everybody I think, agrees this is bottom-up plutocracy, oligarchy. Remember those two words because that's what's ruling this country right now.
And as a few people style it, kleptocracy.
Spell that, Luke.
K-L-E-P. But I'm an independent populist. What I got a kick out of the other day in the New York Times, Paul Krugman is out on a book tour. He's running into people who are populists, if you can imagine this, guys. And economic populists, he's running into American citizens who actually want representation in Washington, think that they should be able to possess the American dream and hand it on to their children, and he's shocked that people aren't identifying themselves as liberals or conservatives or progressives or Republicans or Democrats.
Well, and he needs to get out of the office a little bit, doesn't he?
Oh, man. It's incredible. You got the last word, Charles.
All right, all I can tell you is there is something going on here. It looks like a prairie fire out here in flyover country. The pundits and the usual suspects are surprised about it, but it's going to continue to grow because people are tired of the governing classes of America.
Well, I'm going to give you